But
first thing Ruben Amorim has said, breaking news, not breaking news, but first quote is through from United Report. We are better with Rashford. That is simple. We will try different things to push Marcus to the levels he showed. That's just the first quote that's come through. So that shows me, again, because Ruben has to be careful, because then you end up with a Jadon Sancho situation where if he comes out and says publicly, he can't play and this, that, and the other, and, he can't do this, he can't do that. When you're trying to sell him and you've got someone sat not part of it, we've seen what happens. It's more difficult to move them on. And it looks like, from that first quote, it looks like he doesn't want to go down that route.
He also said about Rashford's future, I don't talk about the future, we talk about the present. As you mentioned, we're better with Marcus Rashford. This kind of club needs big talents, and he is a big talent. When asked about his comments about needing a new challenge, he says he's right. We have here a new challenge, the biggest in football. We are in a difficult situation. I hope all my players are ready. When asked whether they'll be part of the squad, Rashford and Garnacho for Spurs, after training, he said, if they train well, we have to make a choice. I expect the best of each player every day. So he's still suggesting that, happy. Because also, and this will be part, and to be fair, Erik ten Hag did the same things, right? Yeah. Erik ten Hag did the same things with this. When clearly he's been told by people within United, well, you can't go out there and say Marcus Rashford is up for sale because
you can't do that.
Because we will struggle to get rid of him even more because people would want to offer us nothing for basically to get him, because they'll know that we're backs against the wall, difficult situation. A bit like last year with Sancho, when he was Dortmund and we went on loan, we were like, that loan, we're getting no money. You know what I mean? It's a terrible deal. It's because they don't need to pay anything because you're the one that's desperate to get rid. So of course he's going to come out and say, want to keep him, or we're better with Marcus Rashford, blah blah blah, because you've got to play him up as this big important player to get someone to pay a price, don't you?
Absolutely. And I think actually, look, it's 50-50. There's only going to be one of two ways that you could go on this. Like I said, one is you're exiled because you said you don't want to be here, so I ain't playing you. Two is we pay your wages. You are a Man United player. We're not going to create, because we can add more fuel to this fire. If Amorim comes out and says, I don't want people who are not committed, I can't believe he said that, he won't be training with us, or he'll be training with us, but he will not be considered for matchday selection. If he does that, the whole thing gets bigger. The whole thing gets bigger. And what we know is he's just not going to be an integral part. Might start a game here or there, might come off the bench here or there. But we and he will all know, and Rashford will all know what it really is. And also in the background is they have to put it a little bit over to Rashford's side as well. By doing this, by saying, listen, mate, he's got talent. He's got talent. He has to play to the highest level. He's got to train to the highest level. If he doesn't get selected, it would suggest to us, and he doesn't start games, it would suggest to us that Ruben Amorim is still seeing the same thing. So I think I probably prefer this. I think we have to read between the lines on this. I don't want to see people, or hopefully there isn't people going, oh, we're supposed to be ruthless. Why is he letting him play? We got to let the thing play out. We know what's going on behind the scenes in terms of Rashford is surplus and up for sale, essentially. With Marcus Rashford himself saying what he said yesterday, that's huge. So we know what it is. That's all we need to know as fans. Do we really need the manager publicly now in front of the likes of Samuel Lucas, Neil Custis, and all of these guys who will have an absolute field day and give them more ammunition? Don't need to do it. Now is the time to probably nip it in the bud, because it will take the focus away from progress the squad is making and how he's trying to push the squad on.
Yeah.
Little Stevie Wonder in the chat says, a whole show talking about rumours. Again, Little Stevie Wonder, if you've listened, you'll know that we're talking about everything but rumours. We're talking about factual things that have been said. And we're talking about factual things that Ruben Amorim has said. And here's another thing, Little Stevie Wonder, that Ruben Amorim has said. Fact, not a rumour, a real life thing he just said a minute ago. Ruben Amorim asked whether Rashford's, when he's being asked whether Rashford's comments will cause problems in the dressing room, he says, I think they, Man United players, are more simple than that. They focus on their job. Everyone, all of the players, I was a player and we were a little bit selfish. So they're focused on their job to win a place in the team. I don't think it's even an impact in the team. He's basically saying, I don't think the other players will be affected by what Rashford said. They've just got to try and impress me to get in this team. If he wants to leave, that's up to him. Is Anthony going to be like, oh, shit. Oh. Is Ahmad going to be like, oh, I'll tell you what, it's a bit of a rat. No, they're not. They're going to be like, mate, I need to... My career's just starting here.
Do you know how mad it is as well, Flex? Yeah, to see an interview with Marcus Rashford, his words, and then go, "That's a strange rumor."
Yeah, rumors, mate.
That's a weird rumor. You'd be like, you said it.
Yeah.